So yeah, thank you, Luca, for coming on this Meet Your Longboarder thing. So yeah, if you just want to like introduce yourself briefly and what sponsors you have as well, that'd be cool.
Sure thing. So I'm Luke James Barden, originally from London and then from everywhere else as well, and currently living in Brighton Town on the beach.
Very nice.
Yeah, sponsor-wise, I ride for Timber Boards, Paris Trucks, and Slide Perfect wheels.
Okay, so and that's an English company, Slide Perfect, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Got to support the UK scene as well.
Yeah, no doubt.
One of the cheapest wheels on the market and one of the best. Not biased or anything, but
drop that in, might as well. No, that's cool. So what board are you using like right now then?
Currently I'm split between two, so I'm riding the Timber Axolotl, so the more like freestyle shape. I also ride this baby because I know Timber will never make it again, but I love this board, the Bison, discontinued. But yeah.
So it's a one of a kind, basically. You got that inside.
Yeah,
scoop.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Like they know I love the board, and they are one of the best teams. Like they've been hooking me up for a while, and they have generously still been making the Bison for me, just so I can get my fix and everything.
That's so nice. Like, there's always been a time where I've had a board myself, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could just contact the supplier and get them to make it just a little bit smaller for me or something. Like,
exactly. It's quite funny as well, like the fact that it's got the Tortini graphic.
Yeah.
I've been at events and stuff, and people have come up to me like, "Is that a Tortini?" Like,
looks like you've sawed it down yourself or something. Like,
yeah, just flatten the sides.
So when did you start longboarding, and why did you start?
Okay, so I think my times are pretty rough. I'm going off like Facebook memories, but I think it's about 9 years now.
Nice.
In total. Originally, I actually started it. Okay, fuck it. So originally, in skateboarding in general in my life, my mum bought me a skateboard when I was 4 years old. I stood on it, fell off, and vowed never to skate in my life ever again. Put it under my bed. I was like, nope, done. And then, purely out of chance, a guy that I went to school with, he happened to have a skateboard. I stood on it and somehow realised that I could ride it. Like, didn't get any wobble or anything. So then, I used to use that skateboard to get to my swimming lessons, because I used to swim for the region in Wandsworth.
Okay, well.
So, I'd wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'd skate, 10, 15 miles on the skateboard to get there. And then the longboard comes in because my mate had a tech deck longboard, which I don't know if they even make nowadays, but yeah, he had one of them, and I was like, oh, what's that? Big wheels? He's like, yeah, it's a longboard, check it out, and ended up buying one.
So it's been like that ever since, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, started using it to get to school as well. And just by chance, there was another dude at my school who longboarded, and he was part of London Longboards.
Oh yeah.
Which he was like my first interaction into the big community that we have nowadays.
Oh, that's sick, man. So when you said you were riding it to school, and was that in Brighton, or?
No, that was in Richmond. So
okay, fair.
Spent most of my time growing up in Richmond in southwest London.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Brighton, I thought you were doing it in Brighton. It's quite hilly, so it must be quite knackering to commute around there.
I'm learning that nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had the same issue when I lived in Bristol. It's just hills for days, basically.
Oh, Bristol, I can feel for you there. We went to do a little skate trip there recently.
Yeah. It's mad.
Yeah.
And so what was the first ever trick that you actually landed or did on a longboard?
Okay, so first trick I ever did. So what's funny, so in my 9 years of skating, I actually did 4 years of downhill and freeride first, before I even did any freestyle or dancing. So I think the first one I learned was probably a Coleman slide. So the whole hillside, hands down thing. But the funny thing about it is, I could only do a hands down Coleman, but then to get back into regular, I would do a switch stand-up, where I'd stand on the top of my truck on my drop deck board and do a fake half pivot slide kind of thing. And I did that for probably 2 years before I even learned how to stand up.
Wow. See, as a non-downhill rider, that just scares the hell out of me, to be honest.
It scared the hell out of me, to be honest, which is probably why I didn't do it as much as I used to.
Who was actually your first sponsor then, out of Timber, Paris, and Slide Perfect?
Technically, my first sponsor was actually a Brighton-based company. They were called MYL Longboards, if you've heard of them.
I have, yeah. I think I followed them on Instagram still, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
Actually, yep, tattooed for the life. Because
Nice, man.
yeah, they were the homies that like ended up meeting them. I think at Hog Hill or one of the events, and then being a kid in London who didn't really like too many people at my school and stuff like that, I was like, fuck it, getting on a train, going down to Brighton and hanging out with them,
Yeah.
which basically fueled my like love for freestyle dancing because they were predominantly a freestyle company. So yeah, that would be my first one.
So did you approach them for sponsorship, or the other way around, or?
No, purely just from coming out and skating with them,
Yeah.
and like especially when I was first in the scene and everything, I was still kind of am, but just a mumbling, bumbling idiot coming to have fun, doing stupid tricks, challenging people to game of skates, and yeah, I guess just really vibed with the company, and that actually led on to how I joined Timberboards, because Small Longboards and Timber, really good friends. So I remember Tim Snell from Timberboards came to Brighton, I think it was, for a skate event, Battle of the Boards.
Oh yeah, I know that, yeah.
I think that was it. I might be wrong, it might have been another name at the time. But yeah, ended up skating with Tim, and he very kindly got me on the team.
So yeah, you've skated around lots of parts of the UK, but then you've also been to California, and you've skated with some very talented people I've seen. How was that? How did that come about? Like,
I was very, very lucky to do that. It was unfortunate circumstances. Like I had some life reasons to leave London and everything, and I was very lucky. My mum actually had moved out to LA the year before. Setting up a production company, doing films, music videos, all that kind of thing. So when I got the chance, I flew out there and basically moved in with there. We were actually in an Airbnb that we were meant to stay in for like 3 weeks, but we ended up staying in there for like 4 or 5 months in the end.
oh wow.
Just 'cause we loved it, like right by Venice Beach. 5-10 minute skate from the Venice Beach skate park.
Yeah, man.
So,
It's just there's not a day
It was
goes by. Not a day goes by where I don't see that beach on Instagram somewhere, and it's like I have to skate there before I die, kind of thing, you know. It's,
it is paradise. Like it's a sketchy old place. Like you got to take it with a pinch of salt. But if you go there with that in mind, like it really is the perfect place. Like really nice vibes, crazy ass people.
No doubt.
And the fact that every single street corner you go around, there's a group of skateboarders, whether they're a bunch of kids, middle-aged people, to seeing like a bunch of 70-year-olds skating around still on their like Dogtown boards.
No, that's cool, man. Reminds me of Lords of Dogtown a little bit, or something. You know the Heath Ledger movie?
You might see it, but yeah, I fucking love Jay Adams, man. Like Jay Adams, Tony Alva, Stacey Peralta, anybody from that era, like Peggy Otto,
Yeah, man.
Alan Gelfert, and the guy who invented the ollie originally. Like for me, like that is the core of like skate style that I've tried to keep. Like you've probably seen it in the film, but in the documentary, but every time Jay Adams went on to a skate competition, he'd be trying stuff that nobody had even seen him try before, let alone had even thought about.
Yeah, man. It's always innovating. Like,
yeah, but that was probably one of the biggest pushes for me growing up in skating. Like, just wanting to be like Jay, just sending it, trying as hard as possible, seeing what happens in the randomness of skating.
Yeah.
It's cool as well. While we're on LA as well,
yeah.
fucking kill me if I never said anything, but Corey Cade, Mark Ponce, Nick Jones, Andre Jekarov, all of them lot, running the dock sessions out in Cali.
Oh yeah.
One of the sickest crews like I've ever got to skate with. Like the level of skating is insane. Mark Ponce with some of the best dancing skills. Corey Cade just being Corey Cade. Andre with his weird tricks. Nick Jones with his super technical style. Like
Oh, he's crazy, man. Nick Jones. Like he blows my mind like every week, honestly.
I beat him in a game of Escape, just saying.
Oh yeah, we got it on record.
It's cool. There's a video of it if you want to check it out. He also did kick my ass as well, so we're even.
Yeah.
Much love to them guys.
Awesome. That sounds like a great trip, man. So yeah, are you working on any new longboarding tricks? Like could be like a dance move or like a flip trick or no comply or a boneless or anything. Like what are you working on?
So, like most people that know me know that I love combos. Like combos is my like passion. So the one I'm working on at the moment, it's no comply 180 revert into a no comply big heel.
Nice.
180 into revert out. Into no comply to fakey backside big spin out. And I know that probably makes no sense at all.
But I need some like equations appearing above your head, like all these like complicated science things. Like
yeah, someone can animate this, like just right above me. But if you want a simpler one, the main one I'm trying is bigger flip at the moment. Fakey bigger flip.
Fakey bigger flip. Yeah, no. Okay.
I've been battling it recently. Like every time I've been going out, I've been trying to stick it down. I had one where I landed both feet on, but momentum was too much, so I just stepped off the board.
Yeah, man, it's a killer.
Actually, the reason I'm wearing this bandana nowadays because I broke my other hat in rage. So.
You broke a baseball cap in rage. That's so funny. So the last sort of skate-related question, it's kind of a joke question, but can we have a game of skate at some point in the future?
Anytime, my dude. Like anybody that wants a game of skate, like just hit me up. It's one of my favorite things to do on the planet. Because it doesn't have to be fully competitive, even if you're just pacing about and trying something that you had never thought of trying before.
Yeah, man. Like anything counts. Game of skates are the best anyway. Like,
and I love a weird trick. Like, especially skating with Andre. Like, you just get so many ideas of like, how can I skate this board not properly?
Yeah. And is it a Wednesday? Like, it's got to be a weird trick Wednesday, right? So yeah, that's all the longboarding sort of stuff done. Do you have any like talents other than longboarding that you'd like to share? Or...
See, I know you sent that to me earlier when I was reading through it. Like, I skate, that is my main thing. Recently, I've been learning how to fire staff. Part of the spot of the I-360 that we skate. We've had rollerbladers, fire staffers, skateboarders, like everybody joining. And ever since, they've actually convinced me to want to get one. So...
That's nice.
Really embracing my like inner Darth Maul style, like spinning and stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad. I noticed you're a big Star Wars fan as well. It's,
yeah. Probably shouldn't release how much of a Star Wars fan I am because I would actually be here for absolute hours. But
oh well, it's honestly the same for me. I'm sad enough that I watch Star Wars podcasts, basically like this, but for Star Wars. Like I would happily watch hours and hours and hours.
Just all the theories and everything. This is how bad it's got. I've written my own Star Wars film.
Oh my
I've done like a whole script writing.
That's so cool. So yeah, it sounds like screenwriting's your other special talent then. Like...
I'd call it a hobby. Like,
yeah. That's cool.
Get stoned, write some films.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite movie / film? Or...
Always would be Star Wars. Would have to go with A New Hope.
Yeah.
Because it's just the quintessential Star Wars film. It's perfect. Read like Fight Club. Like some of the perfect script writing and just
makes you think of that film, doesn't it? Like...
Yeah, and amazing soundtrack and everything. Pretty much anything sci-fi, like especially Viking films as well. Like love a good.
Okay. Have you seen the Viking series?
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like the whole like Ragnar Lothbrok arc and everything, especially like with the later episodes going to like Ivar the Boneless.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Man.
Even more so that I actually have a Viking tattoo.
Oh wow,
so,
that's nice, man. So you got matching on each arm then, like.
Yeah, I gotta get the two triangles and everything. Good symmetry.
If you could invite anyone, dead or alive, fictional or non-fictional, to your dinner party, who would you choose to come?
I like that. That's really good. I think it would have to be Jay Adams,
Yeah,
just because you know you're gonna get in some crazy shit right there, and you can go for a skate after, and you know yeah, it's just gonna be hijinks all night and a lot of partying.
yeah, no, I like that, man. It's simple, but yeah, I totally see why you've gone for it. So what would your last ever meal be, assuming you were on like death row or something? You have one last meal. Could be anything, any budget. Like,
Anybody? Can it be a mix of different cuisines?
you
does
could
it
have
be
like a little platter or like some tapas, like a collection of tapas or something if you like. Yeah.
Cool. So I know what the set would be, because I've got a nice good old hamburger, bacon cheese, mozzarella filled. That's always going to be there. Good fries, good milkshake. And then you've got to have a good bit of sushi next, because gotta love Japanese style. And then a katsu curry,
Nice.
because you've got a bit of spice. And then lamb tikka masala.
Yeah.
That would be the plan. If I could finish that shit off before I die, man, I'm dying happy.
Yeah. No, that's quite a platter, man. I like it. If you were stuck on an island with just your board and some headphones, you can only listen to one album, what would that album be?
Oh, one album. Oh, that's tricky, man. That is very tricky. I think off the top of my head, it would have to be Raconteur's "Help Me Stranger."
Okay. What kind of music is that? I don't know.
So you know Jack White from White Stripes?
Is he the one who does Love Is Blindness? From the Gatsby
Possibly.
film.
Can't remember yet. Haven't seen that in a long time. It's basically like proper. Yeah, it's rock and roll. Like it's proper rock.
So it's good for like longboard dancing. Then keeps you momentum and to the beat and all that. So yeah.
Exactly that. And like I'm just like a bit of a country bluesy kind of sound, but mixed in with like the heavier kind of riffs and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
No,
keep it
cool.
rolling.
Good. Thanks for coming on. And I'm looking forward to that game escape in the future.
Right, man. You gotta come down to Brighton. Here's one thing. As soon as lockdown restrictions start to be like kind of relaxed, we're planning to do an event down in Brighton. Got SP Wheel hosting some prizes and such. Going to talk to a couple of other sponsors. So hopefully people can hit me up and such.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anybody in the UK that is looking to get that skate fix once lockdown is over and we've got the all clear and everything.
Yeah, man.
Pop on down.
I'll tell everyone and anyone I can. Like.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Sweet, man. All right, thanks very much. Cool. Catch you next
Thank you,
time.
bro. Catch you soon.
And that's where I'll cut the recording. Cool.
Cool, nice.